Welcome everybody back to another episode of the Full Court Press podcast. We're coming at you late at night. Oh, it's late, all right. 10:33 p.m. Eastern time, local time, whatever you want to say. We are here recording the podcast for you boys. Just a lot of conflicting schedules. You know, semester's heating up, but glad we can make time for this, boys. How we feeling?
Hey,
Feeling amazing.
we're feeling great. We're feeling great today. It's been a fun day of NBA trades that we'll talk about later. But Super Bowl's coming up this Sunday. I could not be more excited. I actually had to do a man on the street style package for the TV club, talking to students at my college about the Super Bowl. That was fun. I'm really excited to talk about it today with you guys.
I mean, I'm stoked, man. You know, excited to see my guy K9. Excited to see these Seahawks destroy the Patriots. Everyone around me in shambles, hopefully. Everyone around three of the four of us in shambles, hopefully. And also, I'm super excited. You know, all the Bam lovers out there, huh? Where's Bam now? Jalen Duren, all-star. Bam Adebayo, not an all-star. Everyone was clowning me. Jalen Duren's an all-star, baby. Bam is nowhere to be seen.
He was close.
Got less votes than Norm Powell.
My go.
I mean, like Norman Powell's having a more like all-star-ish season, but like Bam is still better. Like, let's be real.
Both worse than Duren.
Yeah, I'm doing well too, guys. I had work right before this. That's why we're doing it so late, actually, because I had work. I have to wait till I got off my shift. But
Fucking unemployed.
I watched the Knicks get a win against the Nuggets against Goat Jokic.
Great
A
game.
tough, hard-fought win. Watched some of the Timberwolves game as well. I didn't get to finish that one though. I saw that one was a close game too, though.
Yeah.
Some good, just like they said, good NBA trades as well. It's fun.
Yeah, well, I think we're gonna start off with some Super Bowl coverage. Connor, why don't you take us into this? I think you've been doing the most research on all your takes about the Super Bowl, and just lead us into our discussion about the big game on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that this game is, contrary to a lot of the public's belief, going to be a really scrappy battle. And I don't think that it's going to be a runaway win for what everybody thinks is the Seahawks. For the most part, Seahawks are the favorites. I think this game is going to be more slow paced and it's going to develop into a exciting finish. But I do think that the Seahawks are going to pull it off. But just to start, if you guys want to do a mini game to start, just to kind of ease their way
Yeah.
into the real
Get the
conversation.
Super Bowl blood flowing, the mood right.
Just get it going. We'll start with one now, and then we'll do one. I have two prepared. We'll do one now and one after we talk about the game. But I just want to start with this one. So this is a list of 6 names of the most receiving yards in Super Bowl history. This is not the top 6 names. This is just 6 names. I will tell you, though, that the number one guy all time is on this list. Shouldn't be that hard to figure out. But then the rest, I'm going to have you guys order them from 1 to 6 when I
This
tell you the name.
this is how many yards they had in the game.
So if, let's say they played in 4 Super Bowls, the amount of total yards they had in those 4 Super
I
Bowls.
got you. Okay.
So you have to name them, or you have to place them 1 to 6. So the
Okay.
first name that I have is Rob Gronkowski. The second name that I have is Michael Irvin. The third name that I have is Travis Kelce. The fourth name is Jerry Rice. The fifth name is Hines Ward. And the sixth name is Julian Edelman.
All
And
right.
You guys can discuss and come up with a 1 to 6 list of your order.
Jerry's first.
Gary's eating rice.
Jerry's eating right.
All-time commercial.
Yeah, I think Jerry's first.
I think that's
No doubt.
valid.
And I
Gronk
think
and
Kelsey.
Edelman
I
have
think
to be up
Kelsey's
there.
second.
You think, dude?
He's played in like
Gronk?
5 Super Bowls.
I think he's played in 4. They've won
No,
3 of 4,
'cause they've-
haven't they? Oh, they lost to
Oh,
the
they
Bucks that
lost.
one year.
Yeah, they lost the Bucks.
Yeah, so that's
I
5.
just maybe I'm not remembering well. I don't remember Kelsey ever having like a huge game in the Super Bowl. Maybe I'm wrong. Like I'm I'm not up to snuff with my Super Bowl knowledge, but I feel like I would put one of the Patriots, like Julian Edelman won a Super Bowl MVP. Am I wrong? Like, pretty
Yeah.
sure he did.
No,
Um,
he did. He did.
and I would put Gronk ahead of because Gronk was on the team for like, you know,
Yeah, didn't Brady win 6 Super Bowls there? And
yeah, he
Gronk was
wasn't.
a part of a bunch.
He was on the latter three, but he was also on the
Yeah.
team when they lost. He played in 5 Super Bowls, I think.
So same
He
as
And
T.
also played for
Kelsey.
a Bucks one. He also played in a
Yeah.
Bucks one.
was he on the Bucks that year? Oh, he
Yeah.
was.
Yes.
Yeah, he
I
never
think
actually
he only,
retired.
but I also only think he had like 10 yards in that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Maybe the 10 yards was all he needed.
I think Kelsey's second.
You know, put Kelsey second. All right, I'm not mad at that. We'll put Kelsey second. Now,
No, I'm pretty,
So
when it comes to like not 2010s, like obviously I know the big names, but Hines Ward, I apologize. I'm not familiar with the game.
Hines Ward,
I can't remember what team he played for.
he was on the Steelers. He won a Super Bowl with the Steelers, I'm pretty sure.
That's
yeah.
That's most of what I know. And
So did he
he,
go to more than one, Grud?
I assume so.
Did,
Honestly, I feel like he might have played for the Giants too at some point, but I'm not
Ooh.
sure he was on I don't think he was on like the Super Bowl teams. He might have been on the team when they made it in like 2000 against the Ravens. Hines Ward, we
I
can
think
put to the side.
he
let's
was
put Edelman third.
Edelman
yeah.
third.
I think
Yeah,
Edelman
because
might be second.
we know
And who Michael
Edelman.
Irvin's the last one?
I think
Yeah,
Irvin will be fourth.
Well,
Michael
what about
Irvin is,
Gronk? Is
yeah, we're still.
I think Gronk's fifth.
You think Gronk's fifth and then Hines Ward sixth?
I have no idea, but
Okay, okay.
because okay, Hines Ward, the thing about him is he was like he was a really good receiver. That's the my reasoning behind that is the fact that I don't really know football and I know Hines Ward. Like I didn't watch
Yeah,
football before the 2020s really, and I know Hines Ward.
yeah. I mean,
you
that's pretty
you
sound
didn't like
logic.
know anything about him though. You just heard
No,
of
I
it. You just
just
heard the
yeah,
I
name.
feel like
well that makes me think he's a pretty good player.
I think he was in a Dude Perfect video.
Was he?
I don't
Well,
know,
who cares what he was in? I think he's last.
but I'm
I don't
pretty
know.
sure he's like a Super Bowl hero. Like I
I
think that's
think
kind of what he's known for.
okay. I think Rowe put him in here because he's probably like, oh, Hines Ward, big name. But he didn't account for the fact that we don't know football. So this guy is actually last on the list. Like you
Hines
said,
Ward is a known player, guys.
that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
I
we
think
know
I
who
think
he
you
is.
you you put that in to throw us off. I'm
All right,
putting the names in the
Kieran,
chat.
Let's put Kelsey second. I think Kelsey for a
Kelsey
fact is
second.
two.
All right.
You think for a fact he's two.
Who did Michael Irvin play for throughout his career?
Cowboys.
Just
Cowboys.
the COW
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah. America's team.
Okay. I get
Yeah,
him and like Terrell Owens mixed up. Or no. Yeah. Terrell Owens.
Dude, Michael Irvin probably played in like freaking five
I was
Super
gonna
Bowls.
say, well, you think he's ahead of Gronk and Kuski?
He might be ahead of Edelman, bro. I don't even know.
Dude, Edelman, I don't think so. He might be ahead of
Okay.
fucking Travis Kelsey.
I think Irvin's fourth.
Irvin 4, Gronk
All
5,
right.
Edelman or Ward 6.
Ward six. That's my list.
Give me a collective list when you guys are ready.
Guys, that's the collective
I-
list.
Mm,
And who's even the last Hines Ward, whoever the hell that is?
we could
Fucking
put Hines
random.
Ward 6 just because nothing
Dude,
we.
Yeah.
None of us have ever like.
I really think Rowe put him on here to trick us, man. This guy's an ex receiver, really
Yo,
good.
is Hines Ward one?
Yo, if Hines Ward is one, I'm gonna lose
I
it.
like I know he was on the Steelers and I know he won a Super Bowl, but I don't know like how many he went to because it was just before the time that I know that shit year by year by year.
I'm pretty sure Hines Ward is known for one of two things, right? And they're very opposites. One is being a very consistently for a long time being a really good receiver, and the other one is having that's option A, and option B is that he was just really really good for like a couple years. But I think he was very good for a very long time.
I think
Which I don't know
I
if
think we're
that's got
deliberating
anything
too
to do with
hard on
Super
this.
Bowls.
I think we can submit our answers. It's like you're fucked on a quiz, and we just gotta submit it after a little while.
Yeah,
Let's
Ro,
let's
we
hear
should
it.
have done a mini game where you're in it because we're struggling.
It's our
It's
list.
this is more fun because you guys don't know who Heinz Ward is, but that's okay.
I know who Heinz
So,
Ward
But
is.
we
We
know,
know
hey,
that's
we know
what
his
it is.
name. We
Come
know his
on.
name.
We know his name, but Grud thought he was a giant, which is pretty funny. So your guys' list in the chat is your official list.
Holy
assume so.
shit, dude. Heinz Ward was fucking gross.
He's not a Hall of Famer though, but
Oh, he was never on
all
the
right.
Giants. Okay.
Your list is number 1, Jerry Rice. Number 2, Travis Kelce. Number 3, Julian Edelman. Number 4, Michael Irvin. Number 5, Rob Gronkowski. And last but not least, number 6 is Heinz Ward. So I will tell you guys straight up, number 1 and number 6 are 100% correct.
Nice.
Yes,
All
Heinz
right.
Ward
Heinz
sucks.
Ward.
Sorry,
Jerry
Heinz
is
Ward.
far and away the number 1. This guy played in 4 games at 589
Holy
receiving yards
shit.
and
Go, man.
8 touchdowns
That's
in 4
Yo.
Super Bowls. Jerry Rice, the GOAT receiver, it's not even a debate. Nobody will ever touch him. Absolutely number 1.
Malik Neighbors.
Number 2, you also got correct. It is Travis Kelce, which I was surprised to see, to be honest. I didn't really
Nice.
pick up that the Chiefs have been on 5 Super Bowls since
Yeah.
Mahomes came into the league. It kind of goes
Crazy
under the radar
shit.
to me in a way because I always think if there are 3 wins, but there are 2 losses. I don't know. I just don't like
Yeah,
5.
it was
Narrative pushes him under the rug.
it was only the
Yeah.
year that Cincinnati Bengals made it that they haven't made it since 2020.
Yeah.
And this year.
Yeah, but like before this year.
And that
They
was
went to
the best
5 out
year
of 6.
football I've ever seen in my life. So number 3, you guys had Edelman, and that was your first mistake because that is Gronk. That is Mr.
I knew we were
Gronkowski.
underrating Gronk.
Gronk.
Yeah, he's actually only 25 yards behind Kelsey in the same amount of Super Bowls played in 5
Yeah.
Super Bowls. So they were both pretty par and par.
Yeah, I don't know why we put Edelman for third.
And then your next name was Michael Irvin at 4th. Michael Irvin was 5th on this list. Edelman was on this list. Irvin's 10th all time. So
Oh,
Heinz
wow.
was 12th all time. Irvin's 10th all time. Gronk was 3rd. Kelsey was 2nd. Jerry was 1st, and Julian was 5th. All
How
time.
many
Wow.
games how many bowls has Irvin played in?
He's played in 3.
Okay.
Oh,
256 receiving yards.
And he won 3.
Is he
I,
3? Is
I,
that true, Cowboys?
Yeah, I just looked it up.
I have a question about Jerry Rice for you guys. When was the last time he had 1,200 yards in a season in his career? How old was he?
He's like 38
he
or
was
38.
41, 42.
He was 40. He was 40 years old, and he had 1,200 yards.
That is so. He played
that
at 42.
What are we doing?
I think
He's
that's
1,200.
crazy.
His longevity stats are never going to be touched.
He
Yeah.
played for the Oakland Athletics, man, in 2002.
Oakland Athletics.
1,200 yards.
Wait, have you been a football fan for that short that you don't know like who
No, it's the
Oakland-
Raiders. I know it's the
Oh,
Raiders.
Okay,
I know
okay,
it's the
okay,
Raiders.
okay. I didn't know. Like
That's the problem.
that would be crazy.
No, I know it's the Raiders.
I apologize. I wasn't familiar with the game.
All right, well that was a good start to get the Super Bowl blood rushing in the brain a little bit. And now let's dive into this big game that we got on Sunday. So I have some notes, some general notes kind of written down. So obviously this is a rematch from 2014, but the constant in both matchups, 12 years apart, is Josh McDaniels being in the New England Patriots sideline. And I think that experience and his longevity with the Pats is something that could be a difference maker in this game. Because if you guys don't know, in the 2014 Super Bowl, Tom Brady and Josh McDaniel, they hung out and watched film together for I think it's the before the last practice, before the Saturday practice, before the Super Bowl, and they implemented a couple new plays just off the rip based on the Seahawks defense. 2 of those plays that they implemented resulted in touchdowns in that game.
Wow.
Ridiculous. So Josh McDaniels' mind is something that is something that him and Drake May can work with to kind of pick apart Seattle's defense, in my opinion, in given the right time and right planning. And I mean the other thing about this game that is similar is the Seahawks still have an elite defense. As Kieran said, what's her nickname, Kieran? Say it again. I like the way you
To
said
the dark side. Come
it.
on.
There you go. That's a similar level defense as the Legion of Boom was, in my opinion. So I think, as I alluded to earlier, I think it's going to be a slow game that's going to just develop and develop as the time goes on. I'm expecting a close game at halftime, close, low scoring game at halftime, and then maybe the the points start flowing in the second half.
Bro, I love that evaluation, man. I mean, yeah, this is a game that's very reminiscent of that old that 2014 Super Bowl game, you know. It's the Patriots have an elite MVP level quarterback. Obviously, Tom Brady and Drake May, there's a difference there, but you know, Drake May coming into this game, great in the regular season. He had, you know, that one game hampered by weather, but he's played great defenses throughout this playoffs, and this is yet another amazing defense he'll have to face. And he's, you know, he's played with composure. He's, you know, they didn't get the ball moving at all last time. That's because Ramondre Stevenson ran the ball about 58 times. And yeah, man, I mean, the one thing I disagree with you is I am part of the majority, man. I think the Seahawks are going to blow the Patriots out of the water, man. I just think this offense is too good to be stopped by the Patriots defense. Um, and you know, the Milton Williams coming back was big last week, but I think this week it's not going to be enough. And I just trust the Seattle offense versus that defense more than I trust the Pat offense versus Seattle's defense.
Now, I'll ask this. Regarding Seattle's offense, do you think JSN like do you think JSN is gonna get his, or do you think like even I mean he's so consistent, but like let's say Christian Gonzalez has his way with JSN. You think the Seahawks have enough firepower in Shaheed and Cooper Cup and K9? Like you think they could still get it done
Um,
offensively?
yeah, I think that's a good question. I'll tell you one thing that he's not going to get shut down. JSN. It's just not something
Beast.
that happens, man. He literally has had no games under like 70 yards other than blowouts this season. So I think he's going to get his. I think the surrounding pieces are going to be enough if he gets his 70, if he, you know, gets a lot of the defense, you know, looking his way. You know, last game, the Seahawks had Rashid Shaheed on an early, like 40-yard ball. I think they'll look to get a deep ball early on his way just to open up things for the run game for JSN.
Yeah, this game is going to be really interesting for me. The Patriots have not, in my eyes, played a complete team this playoffs, and the Seahawks are, in my eyes, a pretty complete team. I think their defense obviously is elite, and I think their offense is much better than competent. I think they're good to great offense. I think Sam Darnold has played really well this postseason, obviously the first game wasn't that difficult. K9's played well this postseason. That second game wasn't a big numbers game, but he had big, solid runs when the team needed it. The Patriots, in the first round, played the Chargers. The Chargers had no O line. They just could not get anything going offensively. That Patriots defensive front just ate Justin Herbert alive. Next game, CJ Stroud had, I think it was 5 turnovers. It's hard to lose a game when the opposing QB has 5 turnovers and you do have a good offense. And then the last game, they were playing a backup QB who hadn't played in over 2 years, and they put up 10 points and they won. So, like, it's hard to go into this game thinking like they're gonna win. I'm leaning towards Seahawks pretty heavily. I like their team a lot better. And in this game, they're really gonna need a boost from Ramondre Stevenson, Travion Henderson, because this whole postseason, those two guys have not really got going. The run game has been kind of powered by Drake May and his legs. Like he's been able to scramble out of the pocket, have these big runs in the last game, the game-winning play for them. It was Drake May on the ground. Where this game, if they don't get that going, I think the offense is going to be stagnant. They're not going to be able to move the ball as well. So I think the run game is really the key for the Patriots in this one.
I would 100% agree with that. I think it's going to be important for them to kind of establish that early on in the game. I think that if they run, two running back like jumbo sets out there, it'll be able to kind of keep the Seahawks defense guessing as to whether they want to go with the power back in Stevenson or just open up the speed and find some holes with Henderson. And then I think that'll open up the Drake May passing lanes in the future. But I also want to guarantee a Kayshawn Boutte deep deep pass in the game. I think there's three things promised in life on Sunday. It's death, it's taxes, and Kayshawn Boutte will catch a 40+ yard ball. I think that there's no way that they don't experiment with it at least once. Because
Yeah, I can see that happen.
their bread and butter, honestly, in a lot of games, is just finding that play to give them that momentum, give them that energy, the spark. And it's been Boutte. It's been Boutte. And I think that in this big game, in the biggest game of their lives, they're going to need to rely on that one more time in order to give the guys, that energy that they need to continue to perform.
Yeah, Booty
Yeah,
had the dagger. Sorry, Booty had the dagger against Houston, and yeah, the Patriots offense. They don't have a ton of big name playmakers. I mean, Stephon Diggs is a big name, but these days he's not like an elite receiver, and then their running backs aren't great. But yeah,
Biggs had a
Booty's solid.
surprising season, though.
Yeah, I mean, you might be a little biased because you traded for him in Dynasty, but still a good guy.
I didn't trade for him in Dynasty, did I?
Booty.
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking
You
about
gave
Diggs.
me
He's talking about
Lad.
Diggs.
I was talking
He's
about
talking about
Diggs.
Diggs.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about. I was talking about Booty.
Yeah, I think the Booty point is very interesting and valuable, coupled with what you said, Pete, because this run game has been abysmal so far in this playoffs. Like bad, man. Like they're averaging 3.3 yards a carry for the playoffs combined, those two, which is like you're not gonna do anything, like if and they have been doing stuff, but against this defense, it's going to be nothing doing if you're averaging 3.3 yards a carry with your two backs. You got to air it out. Stephon Diggs has got to get involved. Ramondre Stevenson in the passing game, or Travion Henderson more so. And yeah, really, you got to get, if you're throwing it and airing it out with Kayshawn Boutte in the deep ball, if you're having fun little, cool gadget plays with Demario Douglas, things, Kyle Williams maybe gets involved. He's like barely ever involved. But you're getting these guys out there, and Kayshawn Boutte is going to be a key to this offense.
I
Yeah,
100% agree. A stat that I want to bring in for you guys, I have two stats that I want to bring in. Drake May, talking about Kayshawn Boutte again, is the most accurate deep ball thrower in the league this season. He completed 78.6% of his, they call it's 15+ air yards, which is, not really deep, but it's the most accurate quarterback in the
pretty
league when it
deep.
comes to those farther throws. So I think he's bound to hit one. And then the other stat that I want to mention, Drake May has been sacked 15 times in 3 postseason games. And
Wow.
they're going up against the best uh, pass rush in the NFL in the
Really?
one of the best. But it's
I didn't
very
know they were up there.
comparable to the Broncos and the Texans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they do have the best run defense in the league. So I think that with the struggling offensive line in New England, establishing the run is going to be a heavy task. It's going to be a hefty task.
Yeah. A point for the Patriots defense as well is in the last game, Robert Spillane got injured, and then Harold Landry didn't even play in that game. It's looking like they're gonna play in this game. They're trending that way, and they both said in interviews that they're planning to play. Where those are two huge guys on their defense. Landry led the team in sacks this year, and Spillane is a huge part of that run defense. So those guys are a big point. But there's another stat that I saw where in games where Milton Williams and Christian Gonzalez play together, the Patriots are 12-0 this year. Uh, I think that can be chalked down to some easy scheduling, but it's also a pretty crazy stat. Like those are their two big playmakers on defense, and both of those guys are going to play in this game. I think there is definitely a respect that needs to be put on this Patriots defense. It's I don't like it's not just going to be the Seahawks are going to walk all over them. I'm not trying to say that because they just have shown, especially this postseason, that they have been an elite defense.
100%. This Patriots defense is better than Los Angeles's, especially in the secondary. So I think that the explosive scoreboard that was in the NFC Championship game is going to be a difficult thing to recreate in this Super Bowl.
And I also think in big games, it does take a little while for everyone to settle in. Maybe that's just like a fake narrative type of thing, but I do think, it takes some time to settle in. And I feel like it's rare you see a Super Bowl where it's like 21-21 at halftime. Like this past Super Bowl last year, at halftime the Eagles were already given belt to ass. It was like 26 nothing or something. But I don't expect it to be that much of a blowout. I do think I'll favor the Seahawks, but not quite as much as like Kieran thinks. Um I think, and again, this is another like narrative thing that might not be totally accurate, but I think when you have the better quarterback, you have a chance in the game. And in my opinion, I think Drake May is the better quarterback when compared to Sam Darnold. Not that Sam Darnold's bad. He has established himself as, he's not this like fraudulent guy anymore. He's certainly not like the bust that he was labeled in the first 5 years or so of his career. But I think Drake May all season long, yeah, he had the easy schedule in the regular season, and yeah, he has had some struggles in the postseason, more so with like ball security, like fumbles, but he's still made big plays when they've needed him. And although I will pick the Seahawks to win, I think Drake May will certainly give the Patriots a shot.
Yeah. And speaking of quarterback play, right? Like Drake May is definitely the better quarterback, but Sam Darnold, I mean, showed out last week
Oh yeah.
in that light show.
He did
And
that.
yeah, Ro, you have in the notes, which I do think is a valid concern, is all right, Sam Darnold has performed in these big games, and I've been kind of pointing it out because I'm a Sam Darnold fan, but there's still that elephant in the room, man, where it's like, all right, this is the biggest game. And last season, you saw him fail in these big games. And like again, prior to this past game, he had struggled in those games against the Rams this season. So it's not completely off the table that we don't get a vintage in a bad way Sam Darnold performance. So I do think, under your keys to immortality in the notes row, which I liked, um, you know, Sam Darnold has to play good football.
Yeah, and this Patriots secondary especially is much better than the Rams secondary. The Rams they have some okay guys on that secondary, but the Patriots they have Christian Gonzalez, they have Carlton Davis, and so those guys are big names, and obviously Christian Gonzalez is within the top five of best corners in the game. So I think he'll probably give JSN some fits on some plays. He'll probably cover Cooper Kupp for some plays in the game. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see like this in the last game, like the Rams secondary was a little bit vulnerable, so Darnold was able to have his way, and K9 was kind of contained in some ways. Where this game, the Pats secondary and their run defense are two good units, two great units. So if they can find a way to shut down both facets of the game, they're definitely going to have a shot to stop the Seahawks team.
Yeah, I think that for Darnold, it's really just going to be, can I manage this game? Can I just get through the sequences? Can I make some methodical drives, just get points on the board and make the right plays instead of trying to go off script, try to be this hero? Because in those moments, I feel like that's when he falls short. That's when he doesn't. That's when he. That's when he sees ghosts, as he did back in the day. Um, which I believe that game that he saw ghosts was against New England, but obviously Sam Darnold's on the Jets. That
Lions.
was the Lions.
My Lions.
Was it? It's on me. Throw the Pats. But no, it's gonna be important that Darnold doesn't get in his own head and he just realizes the right play to make in every situation that is given on the field.
Yeah. And Pete, you mentioned these great secondary. I don't know if I heard you mention Marcus Jones, the all-pro corner,
His name I couldn't remember. Thank you.
opposite of Christian Gonzalez, but also, you know, Marcus Jones, outside of being a really good corner, great punt returner,
That's why
great kick returner. That's why he's an all-pro. But he also had 3
Yeah.
interceptions. Like he's no slouch.
yeah.
Okay.
Again, it's like saying an all-pro quarterback. Well, quarterback at Shedeur Sand or Pro Bowl quarter, whatever. Anyway, he's an all-pro returner. But on the other hand, Rashid Shaheed is an amazing returner. Do you think we'll get a touchdown for a special teams touchdown this game?
I
think
wouldn't
that
I
would be
wouldn't rule it out.
If there's a game for it to happen, it's this one. These are the bet. This is the best punt returner and kick returner in the game.
Yeah.
yeah.
I gotta say, if this does happen, if that does happen on the Super Bowl stage, like on like the kickoff return, like I feel like some people might question the new rules, be like, yo, like this is bullshit. Like I don't know. Like I could just see when it's magnified to that scale. I don't think it's that big an issue, but we have seen a lot more like explosive kick returns this season. And we saw Rashid Shaheed. I think he took one back against the
49ers.
Niners. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
It's
belt
kickoff.
game. But yeah, I don't know. I think that would make it interesting. I can't remember the last time that happened in the
I think
Super
the
Bowl.
last time that happened was Devin Hester
Mm.
returned the first kick of the Super Bowl against the Saints. Or wait, against who do they play? It was a Bears.
You're asking the wrong crowd here.
Oh, it was Devin
You killed
Hester. I
me,
know
Pete.
that he was the last guy to accomplish that, but he's the greatest returner of all time. He's a Hall of Famer because of his skills to, make be a return man. But I think that Shaheed is this could be a crazy take, but I think that Shaheed is on that sort of trajectory and level of a Hester, of a Cordero Patterson.
Yeah,
He's
I was waiting for Patterson's name to be brought up.
yeah, he's that good at returning the kicks.
He's a better receiver than those guys, though. Like
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of the same player as a receiver, like just a big shot guy. But Hester or Patterson had a weird year where he was like a running back, but like as a receiver, he wasn't much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that really
I
was really
I
good.
really like your point, Ro, about Darnold just having to be a game manager though. Because we've seen in these games against the Patriots, like I think Herbert's game can kind of be washed out. Obviously, he didn't have a great game, but like it's hard to play without your 2 tackles, where those two are some of the best tackles in the game. He didn't play with them, and the Patriots defense hounded him. And then in the second game, CJ Stroud was just like thrown out his ass. He was terrible. So like, and then obviously Jarrett Stidham's not that good. So if Darnold can just manage this game where he's not doing too much. Like Kieran said, he doesn't have a seeing ghost game. He doesn't have the 4 interception game like he had earlier this season. It's easy to see a path where the Seahawks can win this game because the Patriots have gotten these wins in these games where it's like you're not overly impressed by them. You're not coming out of this game and being like, oh, yeah, the Patriots dominated this team. You could say they dominated CJ Stroud and Herbert, but it wasn't like, oh, they were like by far and away the best team in the NFL. Where I think we've seen games where it's like, oh, the Seahawks are the real deal. The Seahawks are gonna do this week in and week out.
100%.
For sure. Definitely. I think that was a really good point that they haven't looked like the best team in the league. They really haven't. But I think what they've been good at in this postseason run is just making the other team uncomfortable, like making the quarterback uncomfortable. With
Yep.
a guy like Herbert specifically, because he is obviously debatably top 5 quarterback in the league, comfortably top 10. He just I know he has the 2 injuries to all pro level tackles, but he really did not have a good football game. And in the pocket specifically, he tried to make plays outside the pocket, extend the play, make some crazy throws that are ill-advised decisions. And that's what ultimately killed him, and that's the testament to the Patriots defense and what Vrabel's got going on down there. It's just the game planning for the guys and just taking advantage of what the weaknesses are. And with the Seahawks, as we've kind of discussed, they haven't really been able to show any real weaknesses because they have been this best team in the league. They've dominated teams. They've played really close competitive games and snuck out wins. Patriots had an easy schedule. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting, I think. I really do believe that it's going to be a close one. I don't think that's going to be a guaranteed victory for the Seahawks, like a lot of people are thinking.
I'd be really excited if it's like an exciting close game. That would be a lot of
Oh
fun to
yeah.
watch.
I
Yeah.
feel like I feel like unless it's your team playing or a team you absolutely hate,
Yeah.
like you want it to be a close game. I mean, even if you're rooting for one side or another, like just root for a close game. It's not that deep.
Yeah, like last year was the worst thing to root for
That
ever.
was so boring.
Two teams that
I don't think I watched the game.
Not only like that I hate the Eagles, it was just like it wasn't a fun game. Like 'cause I don't really care to see the Chiefs win. I kind of did like seeing the Chiefs succeed because I do like seeing these dynasties be built in real time, like seeing history being made, so to speak. But it's not like they're the most likable team, and the Eagles are just pure scum. So put that off the table.
Well, I mean, I'm ready to do a little score prediction. Who we got?
Yeah.
let's give
Kieran,
it.
why don't you go first? You seem the most confident in
Yeah.
your assertion.
Mr.
Well,
Big Shot.
it's actually pretty funny because throughout this podcast and frankly, in doing more research, and just watching the Patriots play, it's not gonna be as much of a blowout as I first thought. My original point scores were I was thinking it was gonna be like 38-17, 31-14, something like that. I think it'll be more so like my final score prediction is going to be the Seahawks are going to win. It's going to be a two-touchdown game. It's going to be 28-17, or with like two-score game.
Two
All right.
score game. Wow.
28-17.
I think that's a valid score, but I disagree.
Fair
Pete,
stuff.
Yeah, I like a lot of points that Ro brought up this pod, and I've leaned towards a closer game. I think it's going to be 30-24 Seahawks.
Yeah, that's honestly very similar to what I would guess, Pete. Hmm.
Please take
You
it.
you know what? You know what? Just to be Not just to be contrarian. I'm getting a feeling that it's gonna be New England. I'll go 23-20 New England.
no,
Bro, the Bengals.
wrap it up, bro. Come on, that
No, no,
hurts. That hurts my heart.
dead ass. I'll go 28. No, 31, because Baragales is gonna hit one field goal. 31-27. I think it's gonna be a
Who?
great
Wow.
The
game.
Patriots?
Yeah, I'll go Patriots.
Right, right.
Wow.
Thank
Bro,
you.
you got to go Patriots now because we went like 2-2 a bunch last week.
Yeah, we did. We did. That is true. I think Grud. Excuse my ignorance here. That was like a me Stidham take with the
That
AFC
is not the same.
of believing in Stidham. I mean, all I've been saying this whole podcast is I will think it's a close game. So my score prediction is funny enough. I truly believe that it's going to be a 28-24 game, which is the score of the 2014
Yeah.
between the last time these two teams played in the Super Bowl. But I do think that Seattle will have 28 at the end and New England with 24, and Seahawks take home the Lombardi for the
Wow.
second time in history, I think. I believe it's their
Yeah.
second.
The Seahawks? Yeah. I don't think they won any before.
Bringing up Stidham, last week you weren't on the pod, bro. We didn't get to clown you for your terrible take.
Bro took
We
the
definitely
week
talked about
off.
it.
I will
Bro
I will
called out.
quickly kind of defend myself a little bit there because I blame the weather. I think that Stidham's second drive was the Stidham I was really all in for. That second drive was so much fun. I mean, obviously, I wasn't watching with you guys because you guys aren't here, but I was watching with my buddies here, and he throws that touchdown. I'm like, I told my boys from home. And
What
then
about the third
Did
drive, bro?
the weather make him throw it backwards 20
Yeah,
yards
no.
behind the line of scrimmage?
When it was all nice and sunny out.
Yeah, when it was
Oh
all
my
nice out,
God.
it was a fun time, and then the weather came and ruined my day. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I don't blame him for the snow stuff, but for 2.5 quarters, he one good drive. I don't think that cuts it.
No.
yeah, no, I agree. I mean, they got in a field goal range twice or once, and
I think twice, and then they didn't go for the field goal the second
oh
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
that's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But Lutz missed the one in the snow, unfortunately.
But it
Yeah.
got tipped.
Baragli's
It
is
get tipped.
bricking them
It get
too.
tipped.
Oh yeah, there was one that got tipped.
Yeah.
I will say, I just wanted to bring this up because we just did our score predictions. So the current spread, I guess this is a consensus spread, is 4.5 favorites for Seattle. Seattle's 4.5 point favorites. I said that really weird. Which is around the deficit y'all all had. I mean, Kieran thought it would be more. Pete, what did you say, 30 to 24?
Oh yeah, of course you remember it because you loved it so much.
Bro. And then Roe said 4 points as well. The over under, which is the total from both teams, that's set at 45.5. So we all hit the over. We think this is going to be a more offensive game than Vegas thinks, which maybe we should rethink that. I mean, we've emphasized how good both of these defenses are, but
I think I'm on the
maybe,
undergrad.
what?
Wait, no, I'm wrong.
Here, wait, was it
45.5, because then you have
You
like,
said
let's-
28 to would you say
17.
28 to 17?
oh, that's
That's
45 on
right
the
there.
dot.
oh, 45. Math major, by the way. Kieran, what are those equations you got behind you? Is that your math?
Dude, yeah, man. I was just, doing equations on how they're gonna hit the under and they're gonna over on the point spread and JSN 55-yard longest air yards.
Put it on Kalshi.
on Kalshi. That's
Good time to mention this episode is sponsored.
No.
MJ.
No, bro.
No Kalshi
Well,
I
sponsored.
think we can move into the second Super Bowl mini game that I have planned for us. This is going to be a really quick game. It's just 4 little trivia questions of things that I found to be surprising, and then things that I'm going to be interested if you guys actually know this or not. So this would be really quick, and then we can talk about the NBA trade deadline that's been going on. So the first question in this Super Bowl trivia that I have is, which team lost 4 consecutive Super Bowls? Super Bowl 25, 26.
I know it.
Buzz.
Buzz Grubb.
I said it first though.
I motioned
Yeah.
first.
Yo, he said I know him. Yeah.
Grubb
Yo,
raises
that's
him.
bullshit.
Wait, Pete, do you know?
I 1,000% know.
How about I'll say, so on the count of 3,
Yeah.
I'll say the city, you say the name, the team nickname.
Okay, bro.
1, 2, 3.
Bill.
Buffalo.
Buffalo
Oh,
Bills.
you cheater! You cheated.
No, I did not
You
know
know
it, bro.
You
Wait,
heard what I said.
that
then
actually,
you said the city.
I just set myself up to look guilty as fuck, but I swear I did know that because the Giants won 2 of them. That was
I'm the
why
only one
did I
that said
do
the
that?
full name, by the way, I guess.
Buffalo.
All right, that is correct.
Bills.
It was the Buffalo Bills. The second question that I have.
Yo, bro just dismissed the fuck out of me.
So what did he say?
I didn't hear what you said. You
I
said
didn't hear what he
nonsense.
said. I didn't hear what he said.
Never mind.
What did you
You
say?
said like I was the only one that said the full name. You didn't even say
Yeah.
anything. I didn't hear you speak.
Oh, I said Buffalo Bills.
I was too busy hearing Grud say Buffalo 3 seconds after I said Bills, bro.
I was waiting for you to go.
That's cheating.
how
That's
it
not what
works.
you told me to do.
Bro, I did know that. Come on.
You were the one that made it up. You said go
Yes.
free.
I know.
Exactly. It was.
I know, and that was stupid. I did that
You
so that we
forgot.
could like tie the answer, you know?
And then you didn't say anything.
All right, bro,
Love this
whatever. I
conversation.
knew it was the Bills.
But you guys are
Okay,
killing
what's the
this,
second
You
man.
both knew it.
question?
You both knew it. It was the Buffalo Bills. The next
Three of us know it.
question is name the 4 teams that have never reached the big stage.
Jacksonville.
That's 1. I'll wait until the end when you say the teams, actually.
Think about new teams.
The
though.
St. Louis Rams
No, Kieran, they did make it.
The one
back in like
great show on turf.
When Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner, Isaac Bruce.
Well,
I knew
weren't they
this.
still St. Louis when they made it with Gurley?
No, they were LA.
They were LA. I think that was like one of
I
the
apologize.
first few years.
Yeah, and I knew that too, by the way, guys. I was just testing.
God.
Glenn.
No, Kieran. No. Stop. John
I'm not gonna
Madden,
answer
Kieran.
anymore.
John Madden.
John Madden.
Oh
I
my
think you
God.
mean I think you mean
This is
John
bad.
Gruden.
I got
This is
three.
really
I got
bad.
3 out of 4 right now. I got
Wait,
3 out of 4.
what about the Lions?
You have 3
What about
out
the
of 4.
Lions?
The Lions made it in the 50s. They
What the
won
fuck?
it in the 50s.
They
Oh my
won. They won
God.
the championship, not the Super Bowl.
Okay,
Oh,
Greg,
okay.
you lead
Ding,
us
ding,
on.
ding, ding, ding. Vikings, Lions, Jaguars, Texans.
Vikings made it to 4.
Yeah.
What?
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greg
Oh,
doesn't
they
know
just
ball.
never won it.
Yeah.
Shit. I thought that
Wait,
was their
Greg,
whole
Greg,
shtick.
what were the other 3 teams you said?
I don't know.
I
You
only
gave me
heard
one of
Vikings
them.
because I knew it was wrong. Connor, what was the other ones you said?
I thought that was the Vikings' whole thing. They never made it to the Super
I thought we were doing this as a team, Brendan.
Bowl. Oh, really?
Yeah, so tell me.
No,
I
I
this-
guess not. I guess not.
All right, well, we can make it a team game. So I said Texans, Jaguars, Lions. And considering he only critiqued my Vikings pick, then those
Oh,
other 3 are
So
correct.
Kieran's a liar.
I'm a liar and a fake fan.
Or maybe
Well,
he's only tracking
they-
since the Super Bowl era.
No, it's because
I mean, when I say
they
Super Bowl,
did win, but it wasn't like this. It wasn't a Super Bowl, so
Yeah, it
I'm an
was an
idiot.
NFL championship.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Such an idiot. Giants have never won, nor have they made it. Eli Manning, notwithstanding.
he doesn't exist. Lawrence never existed either.
Trying to think of like random franchise.
Arizona Cardinals.
Oh,
They lost the Steelers.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
With like 2010 or something.
I was just about to say to Kieran, oh, young man, you speak so well.
No, the Ravens won one. I just know they're a relatively new franchise. Wait,
What was
surely
Houston
the
in it last?
Brown? I don't know if the Browns ever made it because they won championships with like Jim Brown. But
Those are Super Bowls, Brendan. That was in like the 60s.
they were
60s isn't 50. Because what are we at? Super Bowl
Six-
50 something?
66.
Super Bowl 60.
we're at 60, so 66. Yeah, I
Jim
think
Brown
the
won
Browns.
one.
Browns. Rose it the Browns?
Final answer, Browns.
Yo,
Sure.
Rose not said this about other teams. Yeah, definitely.
That is correct. That is the
Let's
4.
go.
Dude, to recap, Grud already said the 3 earlier, but it was Cleveland, Jacksonville, Houston, and Detroit have never
Dang.
reached the Super Bowl. If we did who never won, we might have been here all night. I don't know if you guys would have gotten
Kieran and I would have been here all
Yeah.
night for the first question.
100%. Without Grunt, I would have been screwed.
Here's the last real football question is which 2 these quarterbacks are legendary. I don't know if this will be immediate to you guys, but which 2 legendary quarterbacks won a Super Bowl starting for 2 different teams?
Legendary
Hey.
subjective.
Nope.
No.
Nope. No, I was just I was coughing.
These are the only quarterbacks to win for 2 different teams.
I believe so.
Tom Brady.
Legendary's got to be subjective.
Starting for 2 different teams.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
That slipped my mind.
How far back do we have to go for the second?
Oh, Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
Yo,
Oh,
I
yeah,
said
yeah.
Peyton. I said Peyton.
Yeah.
You said
That
Peyton.
is
Kieran,
right.
we're the
I
only
said-
one.
I said
Yo.
Peyton, and Ro
Roll
immediately
the
went.
tape.
Ro immediately went. No.
When did you
I
say
didn't hear you, Kieran.
Grunt said, are these subjectively legendary quarterbacks? And I go, Peyton. And Rose said, no. So
I
now I was
said
like,
no to
oh, I
Grunt.
coughed.
I said
He
no to
was
Grunt.
answering me.
Oh.
Grud.
Because I don't I'm like not confident at all in my football knowledge, so I thought he wanted to.
Yeah, I heard you.
When you
I
said,
just heard you say I didn't cough. I just coughed. I was like, what is he talking about?
yeah, no, when he said no so emphatically, I was like, wow, I should never say anything.
Kieran was gonna be
Uh,
silent the entire time.
I was like questioning my own thought process. I was like, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no,
The
it
Colts
was
are-
Peyton Manning. Kier, I'm sorry you didn't get your glory there. It's on me.
It's fine.
And then the last question, this is a fun one that you guys just throw numbers out there. How much money do you think Americans on average spend on the Super Bowl on their beer?
Ooh. Okay, so we need to
Not
Wait,
enough.
people at the Super Bowl?
No, total Americans, everybody.
figure out
Like the
how many-
average.
Like per year average, how much? This is the like big numbers, guys. Big numbers.
A 30 rack is what, like 30
30
something?
bucks,
Yeah.
35. So
Every
Let's say everyone's getting 120 beers.
everyone,
Everyone. That's 120 bucks. a
every
party.
single person.
That's the average, 120. That's my guess.
That's insane.
no.
Wait, is
You're
this
joking,
for person or for the
No,
entire
it's-
America?
Oh, I thought it was for the party.
Entire country. It's the entire country.
No, it's for the how much money does America spend on beer for the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
330 million.
That's $1 per person on beer.
The United States.
Well, not everyone's drinking beer, Brendan.
But then, okay, so let's say 1 out of every 10 people is buying beer. Is that a fair number?
Bro, I can't do math.
No,
I have no idea what we're talking
I don't think it's a
about.
fair number. I think because the Super Bowl is watched by like close to 100 million people every year. I'd say, right? Is that a valid number? I actually don't
I'll
know
go
if that's right.
$750 million.
80.
You can't go over though. So if Brendan went over, I would.
Well, Pete, what did you say? 330? Oh,
No one knows.
I'll say 331.
What? Yeah. Whoa,
Price is right rules, baby. Come on.
Gay.
You guys
No,
are
I think the US probably spends like 80 million
$1
times
billion.
$5 a person, $415 million.
final answers, boys. You're all locked in.
Why not?
Rudd was the closest, and he was, per my math, about $5.5 million short. It was $1.3 billion. Billion dollars.
Yeah, 5,500 off. Or no, five. Yeah, five.
You said 750 million.
550 million.
550 million of. You said it. 5.5 million.
5,500 million.
Oh wait, I did say it weird. That's on me. Yeah, that was it. 1.3 billion U.S. currency, the dollar.
That is
This is per
crazy.
person.
No.
No.
I want all the beer.
Pete, you're
Wow.
funny. I miss your laugh, dude.
Dude.
There we go.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's an obscene amount.
We like
That's
alcohol.
got to be wrong.
We love alcohol in the States.
This is the beer companies peddling that. 1.3 billion that's ridiculous. You can't do that.
It's too much.
In a day? No way.
It doesn't have to be drank; it just has to be bought.
No one drinks it, Kieran. They just buy it.
Buy it.
I mean, yeah, because it's like
performative beers.
I'd say I don't know how many like adults there are in America, but let's say like 1 in every
330
5.
according to you.
No, that's people. All right, shut up. Let's say 1 in every 8 adults hosts a Super Bowl party. Like, I don't know. I think that's valid. And then each of those, 1 of every 8, which would be like 42 million people, or no, like 30 million. Then they would
I
spend.
don't care.
Bro,
I
shut the
don't
fuck
care.
up. Shut the fuck up. They'd spend $80 on beer each around. Right?
Yeah, per person is ridiculous.
No,
Like, there's no
40,
way.
40.
Hey, Ro.
No.
Bro, make sure to make
No,
it real.
800?
Everyone's gonna want to
That's-
listen to this.
Again, Grud, that's a 30 rack per person, at least.
Yeah, if they're hosting a party, yeah, each person that hosts a party gets a 30 rack. That's not
Oh,
ridiculous.
that's fair. Wait, that's what I was saying earlier.
Brendan.
Sorry,
You guys
guys.
are both really smart. I'm glad about the math you're doing. I'm really proud of you guys.
Thanks, bro.
Make it a formula. Make it a known.
Big as the what? Well, yeah, because I'm thinking right if there are 10 million Super Bowl parties, and yeah, my earlier math, $120 per Super Bowl party, brought beer. That right there, dude.
Okay, wait. I just looked up the statistic, bro. It's 1.3 billion in the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl.
Yo,
So that's like,
All
but
right.
it's
I
wait,
said for the Super Bowl.
but it's another billion spent just for the game. So it's so it's around two. They estimate over 2 billion for the Super Bowl because they assume the last 2 weeks everyone's buying for the Super Bowl, which is like kind of
this is the dumbest thing I've ever
inaccurate.
heard.
I don't know. We love our bud.
That's stupid. That's dumb.
Wait, so Greg,
It's
if
awesome.
if it's 2.3 million, do the math on that one.
Shut
No,
up.
no.
Shut up.
Guys, it was a crazy day today in the NBA. The trade deadline ends tomorrow
Yep.
at what time? Like 3?
3 p.m. Eastern.
3 p.m. Yeah.
3.
So big trades happened today. Grud, give us your first opinion.
Oh, I was gonna go through each of them.
What? Oh yeah. Go through each
Yeah,
I
one.
was just
go
gonna
through
go
each
through
one.
each of them just real quick. Even bigger day in the NBA for our people up north. They lost to Minnesota at Toronto for the first time in over like 25 years. Fun fact.
What?
All right. Yeah. Minnesota has not
Crazy.
won in Toronto since like 2001 or something like that.
That's crazy.
All right. We're gonna go. I want you to blindly rank. I've got 6 trades. And if you guys have looked at the document, you know the trades. But just I want you to
I didn't
each
look.
evaluate the trade for each team. Okay. So I'm gonna give you a trade. You're gonna blindly rank it in terms of how good it is for both teams. And then
Okay.
we're gonna go into evaluating both sides of the deal, who won, who lost. All right. Ready? The first trade is Cleveland Cavaliers receive Keon Ellis, Dennis Schroeder, Emmanuel Miller. Chicago gets a couple of seconds here in Dario Saric's contract, and Sacramento receives DeAndre Hunter from the Cavs.
So we're saying like how good this is for everyone,
For all three, yeah, for everyone involved.
and we're
Give them
blind
letter
ranking
grades?
them, or I guess we know
Yeah.
them, but
Oh, we're blind
This-
ranking them or giving them letter grades?
We're blind ranking them first, then you're going to give like letter grades for each team. And
Okay.
I
what
would
was this,
put this
3?
like 4, maybe
was the total
it's
number of trades that are on this blind ranking?
6.
right?
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, I'd put it like 5. I don't think it's really consequential for any team.
The Cavs got Schroeder and Keon Ellis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like,
Schroeder at this
I didn't-
point in his career is not huge.
What was
I
the
feel.
the
worst-
Schroeder's pretty ass, and then Keon Ellis is like someone who people
That's a good
think
pickup.
he doesn't get minutes on the Kings, but it's like everyone thinks he's getting slept on, and I think this will be the true.
They
Time
they
will
need
tell.
perimeter defense. I like that for them. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
give
he's
it a
like-
4. Let's put it 4.
Well,
Yeah,
what-
I think 4 is fair.
What were the other what were the other meaningless trades?
I mean,
AD
we
to-
can look.
Well,
at
I'll say this. The other ones on this, the other ones on the list are not like this is maybe the most meaningless
I
on the
see-
list, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's what
Yeah, but it's like
But it
it's
was
not
helpful, I think.
necessarily how big they are. Yeah, I think it's a
Yeah.
helpful trade. But the other few,
There's
there are a
two
few
trades
star
that are-
trades on this list.
I think there's 2 trades.
Actually,
you could-
I'll put this. I want to put this 3.
I said that at first. Yes, 3.
okay. So are we going like? Were we trying to rank these like for both teams?
How useful the trade is
For both teams.
for both teams. Yes.
Or all three in this case, and the Bulls kind of get 2 seconds.
Yeah, the Bulls are just a player in there.
Okay. Then sure, we can put it at 3 then. I thought we were doing this like in total like winners or losers of a trade and kind of balancing them out, and that's okay. If it's like a balanced trade, put it 3. Yeah.
And then I think, you just break this down. The Cavs have decided that they want to get out of the second apron. They get rid of that big old contract that was promised to DeAndre Hunter. They get some expiring deals. Keon Ellis, yeah, he's this coveted asset. He's getting, 17 minutes a night over there for Sacramento, but he was like a quote unquote coveted short 3-and-D guard, or like tall guard, but shorter
Yeah.
3-and-D player.
3-and-D guard.
Yeah. All right, so the next deal, you guys put that one at 3. The next deal is another one that's a little bit kind of inconsequential, but it was a big name a couple of years ago. Detroit receives Kevin Huerter and a 2026 first round pick swap via Minnesota, the better of the two Detroit and Minnesota picks. Chicago receives Mike Conley and Jaden Ivey, and then Minnesota gets cash considerations. They're just there for the pick.
Put it at
This
4, 5.
5, maybe.
I agree with
I think
that.
5, because it's like Jaden Ivey. I think it's nice that Jaden Ivey getting moved to a different team is like a pretty standard like change of scenery type of move. Like he wasn't really getting much burn anymore in Detroit as they've been competitive, and he's coming back from injury. So like he'll get some new opportunity on the Bulls, and there were some trades they made that will open up more opportunity for him. And the Pistons, they're contending this year, trying to contend, and they pick up a solid role player in Kevin Herter. But yeah, I don't think this like makes a huge change. Like neither of those guys are really flipping the table or flipping the balance for anything.
The Pistons saw the impact of Duncan Robinson. They said we need another white boy.
I was actually thinking that, like, get another shooter, like a bigger, shooter. Kevin Herter's shot the ball horribly this
Yeah,
season.
I know. I
Yeah,
was about to say you
31%
guys are kind of
from three.
racially
Yeah.
profiling him. He
Well,
really
he's an amazing
In the
shooter in
past-
every other
I-
season of his
no, I
career.
understand a great
Sans
shooter.
one.
dude, in the last like 3 or 4 years, Kevin Herter hasn't been that great of a shooter, which is really weird. You'd think
So-
that would kick him out of the league, but he's still like kind of impactful.
Well, he's like tall enough that like he's
Yes.
had like one bad season with the Kings. He's had this bad season, and then other than that, he's been 36 and above,
Yeah.
and closer to 38.
Yeah. I mean, the last 3 seasons total, he's shooting 34% from three, which is not great.
Yeah, I agree.
For like a wing, but whatever. We can move on. This trade was pretty useless.
The Maryland Terrapin. All right, this one's a big one. Trade number 3, which this one kind of confused me, I have to admit. From the Jazz side of things, I guess I like it. But Utah receives Jaren Jackson Jr., Vince Williams, John Conchar, and Jock Landale. And Memphis receives Walter Clayton, Pete, who you met, Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, Georges Niang, and the picks are where it gets interesting. 2027 first, which is the most favorable of the Cavs, T-Wolves, and Utah. A 2027 first via LA, top 4 protected, and a 2031 Phoenix Suns first.
This is high.
This is a lot of people being flipped on a lot of picks. I think that this one can go above the first one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Probably
it's
2.
top. Yeah, it's 2 or 1. Yeah, it's tough. I think. Yeah, it's very similar to a trade we'll get to, but I think we're talking about like utility for both sides. I would probably say 2 because
Uh,
Utah, this is a more risky move than I'll just say it, the Anthony Davis trade that we're going to talk about in a second. This is a more risky move for Utah, in my opinion. You're buying into a guy who's under contract for a long time. You're sending in your first round pick next year, which I expect them to be solid, but in the West, you don't know what can happen. A Lakers first, which they'll probably not be great. A 2031 Suns pick, which who knows how good a team is going to be that far in the future. And Jaren Jackson Jr. is a great player, but he's got some injury concerns. He's got flaws as a player, and I think you're more handcuffed to this core. Now for Memphis, this is a pretty good trade because they get back, some good trade asset draft picks like I just mentioned, and they're definitely moving on. They already traded Bane. They've traded Jaren Jackson. They're probably going to trade Ja. If not tomorrow, then over the offseason. And it gives them a lot of cap flexibility. Jaren Jackson's contract was pretty bad. So it is a very impactful trade for both sides. I just think it's not as mutually beneficial as the AD trade.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think two is a good spot.
Yeah, I was reading an athletic article. I think it was John Hollinger, but he was kind of going through the trade. Um, and yeah, originally I didn't see it very much as mutually beneficial because yeah, I think in that loaded West, the Jazz are like a fun young team, right? They've got some fun pieces, but it's not like they're not a Jaren Jackson Jr. away from,
Yeah.
being out of the lottery in the
Yeah.
West. Like it's not like I don't know. Like there's a chance Walker Kessler comes back next year with Jaren Jackson Jr. The stats have shown in the past that Jaren Jackson Jr. plays very, very well with the defensive center next to him. With Steven Adams, he was great. And now you hope that with Walker Kessler, he's good. But yeah, I don't know. I was a little bit, interested in why the Jazz did this. Obviously, Danny Ainge isn't running the ship there anymore, and he's usually very stingy with his picks. It's an Ainge family member running the show over there.
Bro, let me go because I saw it too. The Golden State
I
Warriors.
was just about to interrupt.
I
Yes.
saw you. I was like, I know. Yeah, the Golden State Warriors have traded Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield to Atlanta for Kristaps Porzingis. This happened 10 minutes ago.
Think this is a good
Like that for
interruption.
them.
For who?
I think I don't mind it for the Warriors.
They
Yeah.
get they get their big, but they get rid of Kuminga.
I mean,
I mean,
they don't use them though. Like
Yeah, they don't.
Oh,
Kerr
yeah,
doesn't
but
use them.
Kaminga doesn't fucking play. Yeah, I think that's a
Wow.
weird trade. That's kind of like the Trey Young trade where it's like contracts flip-flopping, like two bad contracts with McCollum and Young. But Porzingis is the best player in that deal. I don't know. It's the Warriors are in such a weird spot because Curry's there. Porzingis doesn't make them a like a good contender this season. Maybe with Jimmy Butler they'd be in the mix. I don't think so. Yeah, this is a weird one for sure, but
I don't like this for the Warriors, man.
you don't like it? I mean,
No, because it's like Jonathan Kuminga doesn't play, but hey, Kristaps Porzingis, you don't play either, dude. He's had that illness for years now.
bro,
Like
what are you
it
talking about?
has been a year plus. He's still out with an illness. The same illness he had when he was a Celtic
Oh,
that,
for real? He hasn't been
hampered him in the
playing?
playoff run. Yeah, he
Shit.
still has. He hasn't been playing. He hasn't
Yeah.
played since the 7th of January.
Well, that's why he went for fucking Kaminga and um healed.
Buddy healed. But yeah, I don't know. I would have tried to find a better trade partner. I don't know. I don't love that for the Warriors at all. I like if Kristaps plays, then yeah, I like it. But
Yeah.
Kristaps, like that illness has been bothering him for I think over a year now.
A year for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, interesting
interesting.
trade though.
Yeah, very interesting trade. All
Here, what's
right,
the next one?
all right. Moving on to the next one. This one I didn't understand. Cleveland receives James Harden, and the Clippers receive DG, Darius Garland, and a future
Really weird
second.
one.
What are our thoughts here?
I I put this at 4.
Yeah, this
It's
probably would
either
have been
1,
three.
4, or 6. And I just think it's like if you're talking about like how big of an impact it is for both sides, it honestly might be 6 because it's like I don't think it really changes either of these teams' trajectory. Like the Cavs get a little better this year, but it doesn't make them a championship team, in my opinion. And like Garland was great, but he's had injury concerns. I just don't think this is it's a weird trade, but it's not like mind blowing. I was like, all right, whatever.
Garland and Image didn't really blend well. I feel like Harden can improve their team considerably.
Definitely not on the defensive end. They didn't blend
No,
well,
no.
Yeah.
but their offense was
And I
beastly.
also don't think Harden's going to help them
Yeah, I
defensively at
mean
all.
that's like his
But
one pitfall.
but
That's
like
weird.
like Rose said, I do think it's going to help them offensively, and I think this puts them in a better shot to contend. But it's also like this makes their championship window shorter. where it's like
Mhm.
now they have to, and within the next 2 or 3 years, do something in the playoffs, or because then Harden's going to retire.
I mean, Harden, but it's not like Harden
Is
is
he
like,
37?
I think
Yeah.
he's like
37.
30.
37.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he's old, dude.
That's crazy. But it's not like Harden is all that they're banking on. Like their core too is Mitchell and Mobley, and then you got Allen in there
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, but
Harden
Honestly,
is
but
Mitchell could leave after next season. He's got a player
for
option. He
real.
could decline it and head
Yeah.
out
Yeah, that's
if he doesn't
interesting.
like what's going on. I
Yeah. But in that
I
case,
didn't
they can
like
just rebuild.
this. I guess, but it's like okay, I don't like this because I'm a big Darius Garland fan, right? And
Yeah.
he's been suffering. He's been, out with toe injuries on both feet, big toe injuries. And for a guy with speed, that's a struggle. That's hard to deal with. But like I understand the James Harden, it's a wide open East. That's what everyone says all the time. Maybe you can win the Eastern Conference if you have James Harden. The guy's super inefficient this year. You got to hope that maybe he becomes more efficient in this Clippers offense under Kenny Atkinson. But in this Cavs offense, sorry. But he's shooting 41 from the field, 30 from three. Like he's just really not efficient this year. And granted, DG hasn't been crazy efficient either. But I'm just I don't know. You're trading away a youth player for an older Harden who's on the back end
Yeah.
of his career. Two ball dominant guards like Darius Garland. As much as highlights will show him with the ball because he's a maestro with the ball. He's not a huge ball dominant guard like Harden is, because that's Donovan Mitchell.
yeah.
So I'm gonna be very intrigued to see those two together.
Well, this is something that I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in the shameless plug most recent GLP video.
Which I like
When I
using.
talked about these transformer NBA players, I said James Harden, he's been scoring a lot more with the Clippers this season, but over the last 5 or so years, the trend has been less scoring, more assists. And I think we're going to see this more than ever in Cleveland because Donovan Mitchell is a volume scorer. He can cut it down like we saw him last year, only averaging around 24 a game, but this year he's up near 30. And I think Harden will be, more in that like 18 and 10 range like he was his first year in LA when they had more offensive firepower with like Kawhi and PG. But yeah, I am interested to see how Harden does in more of a supporting role than he's had really ever, in my opinion. I guess it's tied with Los Angeles. And maybe if he puts in more effort on the defensive end, I think it's more so an athleticism thing at this point. Um, but yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Um, Connor, you wanna sign off?
Well, we got two more trades to talk about, and then
Oh,
Okay,
I
then you
thought you
sign
meant
up. Okay,
after this.
yeah.
All right, yeah.
I thought you meant that too. All right.
We're getting sleepy, boys.
Gonna go, these next two rapid fire. This one I also didn't love. This is Washington receives Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, and Jaden Hardy. Dante Exum, they say, is probably going to get waived. Dallas receives Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, Malachi Branham, former Spur, Marvin Bagley, former top three pick, and two nothing first round picks. One's probably going to be pick 30 this year. It's the least favorable of an OKC pick. And the other is a Gold State pick that is top 20 protected.
So, Kieran, you've immediately piqued my interest when you said I also didn't love this one. Who do you not love it for?
Oh, the Mavs, dude.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
no, I mean the Wizards. I think it's cool. Like,
Yeah,
if you can give up, like, dude, none of those guys. Like AJ Johnson is, an
AJ, he
interesting role
sucks. He
player.
sucks. He sucks. He's
Like,
not good.
but there's
Kieran, I
he's
watched it.
young
He's not
enough.
good. He's
Okay,
160 pounds. He's nothing. He
okay,
has cool
okay.
highlights. He was one of the worst first round picks in history. The Bucks drafted him 22nd after a season in Australia where he averaged 2 points a game. Like he's not good.
Sounds like the Frank Ntilikina pick.
The biggest
Um,
fall was Marvin Bagley. I actually love that dude. He,
really.
he is an NBA player. Yeah, he's been really solid this season.
But you're basically saying, all right, Marvin Bagley, and we're going to give you the 30th pick in the draft, and then maybe a first round pick that's going to
Well,
be
the
21
thing
through
is,
30 for AD.
that's that's all they could get for AD because contending teams with cap troubles, like they don't want AD because with everyone over the cap space in today's NBA, over the cap. when you take in a big contract, you got to send one out. And not many teams have like these huge bad contracts like Chris Middleton and CJ McCollum. And also, teams don't have cap space like the Wizards do in a timeline where they can afford to pay these guys a ton of money. So, like, I saw a lot of people criticizing the Wizards because they say it's like a negative asset. AD's a negative asset. Why did they give up that much? But it's like, it's only a negative asset if having him on your salary table is really hindering you. The Wizards aren't paying any of their core guys yet. So it's really just Trae Young and AD making all the money. So at that point, if you can pay, a couple bad first round picks and some decent role players for fucking Anthony Davis, like that's a good trade. Um, you guys got any thoughts on this? I'm sorry.
I think it'll be fun
No.
next year for the Wizards. Healthy Trae Young, healthy Anthony Davis could potentially be something, but Davis's and health issues are obviously a concern.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to add, Greg, that I think I wonder if you'll sound off on this, but it's like Trae Young he's not been this very impressive player to me, and you see that in the trade, right? That the Hawks made. It was more of a salary dump deal. But Trae Young has never really played with an elite 1-2 or 4-5 tandem rather behind him. Like Alex Sarr and Anthony Davis as the kind of two foundational defensive pieces behind Trae Young is going to be awesome. So I
Yeah.
wonder, is that going to make up for how horrible he is on defense? Like I think that's going to be interesting.
No, for sure. And one thing that really pains me when I think about how the defensive potential of this lineup is I need my guy Bilal Coulibaly to start learning how to shoot, man, because he is such a electric defender. He is so quick, even at 6'8". He's so quick. He can guard guards, he can guard forwards, but he specializes in guarding smaller guards because he's quick enough to keep up with them. The problem is, especially on a not contending, let's not get ahead of ourselves, a competitive Wizards team, it's so tough to justify having him on the floor because he just can't really shoot. And then you're thinking about their other better offensive prospects. Like Trey Johnson isn't the greatest defender. Keyshawn George is a solid defender, but he gets in a lot of foul trouble because he's like very physical. Um, but yeah, that's one thing that I'm very intrigued to see. Like, how good can this defense be with Trae Young out there? And I think as long as AD plays some games, like him and Sarr as a defensive tandem is really good. And same goes for the Jazz. That's something I didn't mention. JJJ and Kessler, assuming they bring him back, that's going to be a really good duo as well.
100%. And then the last deal, boys, that we're going to talk about before wrapping up is our guy Kuz's Charlotte Hornets bringing Kobe White for Colin Sexton, Usman Jang, and 3 seconds. Just a quick, pre-note. They're winners of 7 in a row, 8 of their last 10. Looks like they want some good guard play another good guard over there outside of LaMelo. They've got some great wings in Con Knueppel and Brandon Miller. I liked the trade for them.
I think this trade was awesome. I've kind of been all in on the Hornets recently because of their hot streak and really just keeping in with them. I think that what Colin Sexton was providing for their team was a very valuable thing. And now that they're moving him and getting Kobe White as a replacement, I think that almost elevates that Sexton role of
For
being a
sure.
guy that can come in and, make some threes, play some hard defense, um, and just contribute to winning basketball down the stretch. So I think that this is a big move for the Hornets, who are where are they standing right now in the
They're looking outside
Just
the
outside the
play, and they're at
play-in.
11.
Yeah, I definitely see them making it to the postseason to some degree this season, especially with their big pickup now.
Yeah, I really like this for the Hornets. I think Kobe White is a obvious step up from Colin Sexton. Obviously, Sexton's a big boost. I think he was coming off the bench for them, but Kobe White's a good player. He put some relief on LaMelo as a ball handler. Obviously, Con Knueppel's more of an off-ball player. Um, so I think this is a really good pickup for them. Kobe White this season is not shooting the ball as well as he has in the past, but he still is a good three-point shooter. So I really do like this move for them.
As Flight React said, is Constantinople the Peja Stojakovic of this generation? You guys saw that clip.
I
Dude,
don't know
he's
about all
so
that.
good. No, Knipple, he's got the potential to be. Honestly, that's a good comp for him. He's so freaking good.
Bro,
And
Stojakovic was like
No,
6'10".
I was gonna say Sorkovich was
okay, but like as a
Play
as a
style.
player and like similar level of player, like Stojakovic was, if I'm remembering correctly, he was like a multi-time All-Star, but not like a
yeah, he
Hall of
was.
Famer. I think
If
that's a good.
anything, bro, Lauri Markkanen is this generation's Peja
Yeah,
Stojakovic.
that's a
Yeah, that's not
good.
bad
I like
because
that.
yeah, he's 7 footer. You know that
Yeah.
also ties into the like how Trey Young can get masked by that defensive tandem. I think the same question goes for Lowry Markkinen because assuming you have all three of those guys, you got Lowry 7 foot at the three, you've got Triple J 6'10" or 6'11" at the four, and Kessler's a 7 footer inside. Like Lowry kind of struggles to guard like quicker players just because he's so big. But I wonder how good their defense can be with a defensive tandem like that.
Do you think
Well,
they
yeah.
move on from Lauri?
He's got a big ass contract that'll be tough to move. Um,
He's
Okay.
good, dude.
but he's
He's
under
good.
contract. He's under contract for a few more years. I just don't know who's gonna take him, you know? I don't really know who's gonna take him. And I think once they have to pay Keontae George, it'll get tricky, which that won't be his contract extension won't kick in next year, but the year after that, then they'll probably have to make a decision like one of Triple J Kessler or Lowry has to go because it's looking like Keontae George is going to get a max contract, which is pretty crazy, but he's been hooping this year. Um, but yeah, it'll be an interesting fit in the meantime because they just traded their first round pick next year. They're going to have to be competitive. And I
Yeah.
think they will be. I think it'll be a good team.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So where do we rank that one? What was our last spot?
That was 6.
That was six.
Low-key, I would have put that one, dude.
Yeah. I
Oh,
probably
wait,
Dude,
wait,
the
which
AD
one? Which
one,
one?
the AD one's good for the Wizards, but like the Mavs
Oh,
side is so
no,
bad.
but I
I was
think
trying to
I
clarify at
mean,
the
if you
start.
think of it like a sunk cost, like oh, that's what they got for Luca, like holy shit, that sucks. Then yeah, it looks bad. But I
But you
think
have
it's
to look at it like,
I know,
bro,
I
even the
understand that,
return for AD is not
but
even good, bro.
but
Yeah,
I
in
because
don't
their
even
current
know.
situation, it's not bad because the biggest thing to do, they get off AD's contract. And that's and they move toward more tanking, and that's really what they need to be focusing on because it's Cooper Flag's team and they're rebuilding. And I think getting 2 first round picks, getting like I know I just shat on AJ Johnson. Yeah, they really didn't get
that's what I'm saying.
much.
Like
I
they
was
didn't
about to
get
say they didn't
They
get
couldn't even
anything.
get Bob Carrington, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
they didn't get any of your young core. And like I don't know, after this AD's like after this season, AD's contract is like palatable. It's a 1 year or like 2 year, second year player option. 60 million a year is ridiculous for Anthony Davis
yeah,
at this point,
but
at
it's
this stage with his
yeah,
injuries. But it's like it's more tradable. In my opinion, in the offseason, I think you could have gotten the same return in the offseason, if not better.
yeah. I mean, it's tough to match 60 million. I guess they made it work here, but the Wizards also have cap space. Um, but yeah, I mean, with contenders, I think that's why it's good that they were able to get off him at all because no contender wants to trade Anthony Davis because that means trading, the guy you're paying a lot of money, who's probably a good player. Let's say like the Timberwolves, for example. Not that they would do this. They'd have to trade Randall. They'd have to trade maybe McDaniels or something. Like they'd have to match these contracts, and it's like, all right, for Anthony Davis, but for the Wizards, it's like, yeah, fucking Chris Middleton, sure, dude. Like, and the Mavericks now have a ton of flexibility because all those contracts are coming off the books.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good point.
But yeah, Wizards turned
All
Bradley
right.
Beal and Kyle Kuzma into Trey Young and Anthony Davis.
Gonna be the same issue.
No, like that's not like
Uh,
no.
no, I know.
Come on
All right,
now.
wrap us up, Grud.
All right. Well, I think that's all we got. It is 11:57 local time. We are all tired. We've got class tomorrow, the studious beings we are. So we thank you all for joining us tonight. It's been a fun trade deadline. It's super excited for the Super Bowl. We'll see who comes out on top with their picks. I'm not rooting for the Patriots, but because I made that pick, I might have to for my own pride next week when we return to the Full Court Press podcast. Stay hungry, everybody.
Peace out.
Later, y'all.
One.